If you're a gentleman in your 60s or 70s, you probably know there are certain topics that just don't get discussed at the dinner table. But let's be honest for a moment, if you're watching this, you care about more than just living longer. You want to feel vibrant, energetic, and, yes, confident in every part of your life, including the parts no one talks about out loud. And you're not alone. I see it every single day in my practice. Men coming in, quietly, sometimes a little embarrassed, wondering if there's anything they can do to improve blood flow down there and regain that pep in their step. Let me tell you about a man I'll call Frank. Frank was 68 when he first came to see me. He had a warm smile, a quick joke for every occasion, and, from the outside, looked like he was living the good life. But behind closed doors, Frank admitted he felt a shadow of his former self. He was waking up tired, struggling to keep up with his grandkids, and, most importantly, noticing that things weren't quite working the way they used to in the bedroom. Like so many men, he wondered if this was just the price of getting older, if flagging energy, sluggish circulation, and a lack of vitality were simply inevitable after 60. I want to assure you, right from the start, that it's not. My name is Dr. Nolan Easton, and for over 30 years, I've dedicated my career to helping men over 60 thrive, not just survive, as they age. I've seen firsthand how just a few simple changes can transform a man's life, restoring confidence, energy, and a sense of joy many thought was gone forever. And yes, that includes better performance and circulation where it counts most. If you're willing to make a few small tweaks to your daily habits, the payoff can be extraordinary: more energy, sharper thinking, and a feeling of power and vigor that makes every day brighter. Today, I want to share with you something I wish every man over 60 knew. The foods you put on your plate can have a direct, powerful impact on how you feel, and how well everything functions, especially when it comes to blood flow and energy. The right foods can work wonders for circulation, helping you stay strong, active, and even restoring that spark in your most private moments. Imagine feeling more confident, waking up with energy, and knowing you're supporting your health in ways that medication alone simply can't match. Before I reveal the top 3 foods that can turbocharge your circulation down there and boost your vitality, I want to ask you something. Does this message resonate with you so far? If it does, please give this video a like, tap that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so you never miss advice that could change your life. And, as always, I'd love for you to leave a simple yes or no in the comments below if you find this message speaks to your experience. I read every single comment and use your feedback to shape these videos so they help you, and other men, live life to the fullest. Let's circle back to Frank for a moment. I remember sitting across from him, listening as he shared how his self-confidence had taken a hit. He was avoiding social gatherings, feeling less motivated to exercise, and worrying that his best days were behind him. But as we talked about his lifestyle, it became clear that his diet was missing some key ingredients that support healthy blood flow and energy, especially in the areas that matter most. With just a few simple additions to his meals, Frank began to see a difference, not overnight, but steadily and surely, week by week. So why does circulation matter so much as we age? Well, after 60, our bodies naturally begin to lose some of their youthful efficiency. Blood vessels can stiffen, making it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach all parts of the body. And when circulation suffers, it's not just your heart or your legs that feel the effects. Poor blood flow down there can mean less energy, weaker performance, and a dip in confidence. But the good news is, you have more control over this than you might think. The foods you eat can act like natural medicine, supporting your body's ability to deliver fresh blood where it's needed most, every single day. As I guide you through these powerful foods, remember that every small step you take is an investment in your energy, your relationships, and your quality of life. I've seen men just like you rediscover their strength and spark by making these changes, and I believe you can too. So let's dive in and start with the first food that could make a real difference in your circulation and overall vitality. Now, let's get right into the heart of what brought you here. Those foods that can truly change the game for your energy, vitality, and, yes, your performance down there. I want you to picture Frank again, sitting across from me at his first follow-up appointment, just 2 weeks after our initial conversation. The man looked different. Maybe it was the extra spring in his step, maybe it was the spark of hope in his eyes, but there was no denying it. He was already feeling something was shifting inside him. What did Frank start with? The very first food I recommended was beets. Now, I know what you might be thinking, beets? Really? They stain your fingers, they're an acquired taste, and most of us have memories of them sitting untouched on our plates as kids. But here's the truth. Beets are a powerhouse when it comes to supporting healthy circulation. They're packed with natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. That's the very same molecule responsible for relaxing and opening up your blood vessels, making it easier for blood to flow everywhere it needs to go, including, you guessed it, down there. What makes nitric oxide so special is how it acts like a traffic cop for your blood. It signals your vessels to open up, reducing the pressure and letting more oxygen-rich blood get to your muscles, your brain, and your most private parts. I've had countless men in their 60s and 70s add a small serving of beets to their meals, even just a few slices in a salad or a bit of beet juice in the morning, and report back that they feel more energetic, less tired, and, yes, more confident in the bedroom. It's not magic, it's the science of circulation. Frank was skeptical at first. He wasn't a fan of beets, but he was motivated. So, he started adding them to his salads and roasting them alongside his chicken. After a few weeks, he told me his hands and feet felt warmer, he was less short of breath when climbing stairs, and he'd even noticed, though he was a bit shy about it, that his morning health was making a comeback. These changes might seem small, but for Frank, they meant everything. It was the first sign that his body could still surprise him, even at 68. Now, let's move to the second food I recommend to nearly every man over 60 who comes to see me: fatty fish, especially salmon and sardines. You might have heard about omega-3 fatty acids before, those healthy fats that everyone seems to be talking about. What makes them so important is that they keep your blood flowing smoothly by reducing inflammation and preventing your blood from becoming too sticky or thick. Think of it like keeping your car engine running with clean oil instead of sludge. Fatty fish help your arteries stay flexible and elastic, which means your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood to every corner of your body. And when your arteries are healthy, that translates to better circulation where you need it most. For men who aren't keen on fish, I suggest starting small, maybe just 1 or 2 servings a week. If you're worried about mercury, stick with wild-caught salmon, sardines, or even mackerel. Frank, like many men, had always avoided fish because of the smell, but he found that grilling salmon with a bit of lemon and herbs made all the difference. Within a month, his cholesterol numbers improved, and his energy during the day noticeably picked up. If you're getting value out of this conversation, remember to like this video, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you're first to know whenever I post new advice. And please, let me know in the comments below, have you ever tried adding beets or fatty fish to your meals? Just a simple yes or no, and know that I'm reading every answer so I can bring you content that truly supports your journey to better health. Let's return to Frank's story. By the 3rd month, Frank was a changed man. He started joining his friends for morning walks, volunteered to coach his grandson's soccer team, and even told me, somewhat bashfully, that his relationship with his wife had taken on a new energy. And here's the most important part. These changes weren't because of some miracle drug or expensive supplement. It was the daily decision to fuel his body with foods that supported his circulation and overall vitality. Of course, there's one more food I always mention to my patients, a food so powerful for circulation that some call it nature's little blue pill. We'll get to that in a moment, but for now, let this sink in. Simple, real food can be a catalyst for true change, no matter your age. When I told Frank about the third food, he laughed and said, "Doc, are you sure this isn't just for rabbits?" But he listened, and that made all the difference. The third food I want to talk about today is dark leafy greens. Especially spinach. Yes, humble spinach, the same leafy green you might have pushed to the side of your plate as a child. It turns out, spinach is one of nature's secret weapons when it comes to promoting healthy blood flow and peak energy, especially for men over 60. Spinach is packed with magnesium and nitrates, two nutrients that play a starring role in relaxing blood vessels and supporting steady, strong circulation. Magnesium helps your arteries stay flexible, so blood flows more easily. The natural nitrates in spinach work much like those found in beets. They boost nitric oxide production, which, as you know, opens up the blood vessels and helps your whole body, yes, including, down there, work like a well-oiled machine. You don't need to eat pounds of spinach to see the benefits, either. A handful in your salad, or a serving steamed alongside your dinner, can be enough to start making a difference. What's truly exciting is that these foods work together, building on each other's strengths. Beets, fatty fish, and dark leafy greens don't just improve circulation individually, they actually create a powerful synergy. When you make these foods part of your regular routine, you're sending your body a message. I'm ready to feel strong, vibrant, and alive again. Frank, being the practical fellow he is, wanted easy ways to fit these foods into his life. He started tossing spinach into omelets, blending a few leaves into smoothies, and adding salads to his lunch. He found simple tricks that worked for his routine, and that's really the key for any of us. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Every meal is another chance to nourish your body and keep that blood flowing. It wasn't long before Frank reported back that not only was he feeling stronger and more energetic, but he was sleeping better at night and waking up more refreshed. Even his wife remarked that he seemed more present, more positive, and more himself than he had in years. I've seen this pattern play out over and over. When men nourish their bodies with foods that support circulation, the benefits go far beyond what happens in the bedroom. It's about reclaiming the spark for life, feeling confident and hopeful for the future, and making the most of every day. If you've been finding this advice helpful, please take a second to like the video, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss future videos. I'd also love to know in the comments, are you willing to give spinach a try this week? Just type yes or no, and remember, I'm here, reading your answers, because your feedback helps me bring you exactly the advice you need most. I want to stress, too, that it's never too late to start. I've seen men in their 70s and even 80s who thought their best years were behind them, only to find new energy and confidence with just a few small changes. Frank is a perfect example. After a few months of making these foods part of his daily routine, his doctor was able to lower his blood pressure medication, his lab numbers improved, and, perhaps best of all, he felt proud of himself again. That pride, that feeling that you're still in the driver's seat of your own life, is one of the most important benefits of all. So whether you're already eating these foods, or you're just thinking about where to begin, I want you to know you're not alone. There's real hope and real possibility for greater energy and better circulation at any age. Sometimes it just takes the first step and the willingness to make one small change today. If you're sitting there wondering if these changes are really worth it, if a handful of spinach, a piece of salmon, or a few roasted beets could actually change your life, just remember Frank's story. He didn't start out with confidence or certainty. Like many men, he began his journey with more doubts than hope. But every small step he took built on the last, and each healthy choice added up. Over the months, he began to see not only physical changes but a transformation in his attitude and outlook as well. He stood taller, smiled more often, and rediscovered a sense of energy he thought was lost forever. And it all started with food, simple, natural foods that support the body's ability to circulate blood, deliver oxygen, and keep every cell alive with possibility. I see this every day in my practice. Men come to me feeling like their best days are behind them, only to discover that their bodies can still respond to gentle, consistent care. The foods you choose truly are the foundation of how you feel, how you age, and even how you connect with those around you. No matter what your starting point is, no matter how long it's been since you felt truly vibrant, I want to encourage you. You're never too old, and it's never too late to make positive changes. When I check in with Frank now, he jokes that he's busier than ever. He's got more energy to play with his grandkids, he's back on the golf course with his buddies, and he and his wife are enjoying a closeness and confidence that's brought a new lightness into their marriage. It's not about chasing youth. It's about embracing life fully at every age and refusing to let old myths about aging hold you back. That, in the end, is what I want for every man who watches this channel. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for caring enough about yourself to take the time to learn and invest in your health. You deserve to feel good, to wake up with energy, and to enjoy every part of your life, including the parts that don't get talked about often enough. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell icon so you never miss advice that could make a real difference. And please, one more time, drop a simple yes or no in the comments. I truly do read them, And your thoughts help me shape each new video to better support you and men like you across the world. Let me leave you with this. Aging isn't about fading into the background. It's about stepping forward with wisdom, pride, and a willingness to try new things. Your choices matter. Every bite, every walk, every small act of care is a statement that your life and well-being are worth investing in. Just like Frank, you can find your way back to strength, energy, and confidence, sometimes with nothing more than the food on your plate. I'm Dr. Nolan Easton, and I'm honored to walk this journey with you. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, your best days can still be ahead.